What is up, y'all? It's Danny from the Wise Wolf Podcast. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I wanted to talk about how to get out of a funk. Okay, before hopping into this episode, I just want to apologize. I'm still new to recording podcasts, and I'm literally using the headphones that came with my iPhone. I didn't realize until I was done editing my entire podcast that my headphones thing, my recorder, was touching my hair and making a weird static noise. So I'm really sorry about that. From now on, I'm going to be making sure that I hold it or possibly investing in an actual microphone. I probably should just do that, but yeah, I just wanted to apologize before jumping into the episode. I feel primarily in my high school days and even a little bit after, whenever I was just feeling not, it just wasn't it. I just woke up and I was today isn't it, or I felt sick, or just felt in a funk. There was always I would eat a lot of comfort food. I would just watch TV, mostly drama TV, chick flicks. I don't know, that's just kind of what I would do. Or I would just sit and scroll on my phone. And I have made a list of some new ways I have discovered on what to do when I'm just not feeling it or not feeling today is the day. There are just some things that help me either just to go on with the day but make me more productive, or that literally help me get out of my funk. So unless you are physically ill or in pain, if you just wake up and you feel fine but mentally you don't, you just feel weird, so you want to lay in bed and do nothing, try your hardest not to lay in bed. Because when you lay in bed, I feel then your body starts to think something is wrong because you're not getting up and moving. And then since your body thinks that something is wrong, things could actually start to come up. You could get a stomach ache, you could get a migraine from laying in bed all day. You need to get up and do something, even if it's just a quick walk outside, laying down a blanket and stretching, or just walking around your house, literally anything, because laying in bed will make you feel gross. So my first thing I would suggest you doing, if you feel you're in a funk but you still have energy, or you feel you're not physically ill, is to create. Everyone is an artist. Humans are designed to create and bring forth different ideas into the universe. We're actually the only beings that have that kind of mind where we can take things and put them together to make something new. And every single human has this ability. You're not creative or not talented. You are. Some people just don't utilize their ability as much as others. I love going to Pinterest. I know a lot of people use TikTok now for ideas like this, but it basically just simple DIYs. You can find so many things to do. You could paint mason jars, you could put some beads on a bracelet, make a necklace. You could just literally paint random blobs and then draw a little quote on it. You could make a little board of pictures of things that you want for your future, kind of I don't know why I'm blanking on the word, idea board, vision board, that's it. Yeah, you can make a little vision board just by basically just printing out or cutting out pictures and just putting it all together. I've seen some really cool people do some cool stuff with records, and I think you can get those for 50 cents or $1 at most thrift stores. You could make them for hanging jewelry. You could paint little clouds on it. There's so many things you can do with records by reusing them. I love adult coloring books. They're so much fun to just sit and doodle in, and it actually when you're even just doodling or coloring a coloring book, it activates something in your mind that is creative, and then when that's activated, you can then come up with other creative things to do, and it also stimulates serotonin to be produced in your head, which will help relieve you of feeling you're in a funk. And I know adult coloring books can be pretty expensive. You can even get an app on your phone for you to color, or I have a printer, so I like just printing out stuff. I printed out this trippy third eye goddess and printed it out, and it was so much fun to sit and color. You could Google Pinterest, Googling coloring sheets on there, what I primarily do a lot. So I kind of wrote down my little notebook. that art is proven to reduce stress and help people to express emotions that we feel like we are holding inside. This is just something when I was doing research that I found. And some people also believe that when you create art, you experience a deep and one of the purest connections to God. God, goddess, spirit, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people have said, and I'm not sure proven if it like makes a connection in your mind or not, but I know I've heard it a lot personally. When you create, you are making a connection to like divine source, divine power. And I first-handedly feel like I've experienced this because one time, not even like, I think it was like a week ago, I had like this top and shorts and I like had no idea what design to like do on it. And I remember I just got my stencils out and just did some random stuff and it turned out like so beautiful. I was like, I did not make this. I literally channeled someone to create this. Like I was just like the messenger. It was just like it felt so surreal that I even like created it. I definitely felt a connection with source when I was making that. Okay, on to like another topic or thing that you could do is take a walk outside. I said before any type of exercise, but if you can go outside and do this, it is a million times better than staying in your house. And even better if you're barefoot. I should do an entire different podcast about grounding and connecting to nature when you're barefoot. And this is proven. I have read so many books about grinding. I've read so many books about grounding and how it physically and mentally improves your body. And also forest bathing, which is like being out in the forest, a whole nother topic I want to write and produce a podcast about. But basically, I will go into details on another podcast about how grounding is so purifying and mentally clearing of like stuff in you. So just do it. Just go walk outside. At least 15 minutes. I promise you will feel so much better. Even if you don't have like a super naturey or like forest place to go, you could literally just like take a walk down the street or in the park. As long as there's like trees and some sort of like nature to look at, I feel like that would be best. So another thing I have brainstormed and written down is cleaning. I love to clean and organize, and I know a lot of people don't, and I feel like it's because when someone goes to clean, most people, they're like, ugh, I hate cleaning. They think it's below them. They're like, I could be doing so much better things with my time. I know a lot of people like this, but I feel like when you're just like so open-minded to like things that it could teach you or things you could get from it, it kind of broadens your perspective, and then when you clean, you actually enjoy it. So I know, especially people with ADHD, when there's so much to clean, it's overwhelming, and you're like, where do I even start? You're like, you end up not even doing it because there's just like, you don't know where to start, and it's just too stressful for you. So try to like look around and be like, all right, where's one spot I could focus in on, like one thing I could do. Like if you want to, like, if you have the whole house, you want to focus on your bedroom, even if your bedroom is too overwhelming, be like, all right, I could focus on my closet, and adjust your closet that one day. Don't push yourself to do more if you feel stressed. Like, just nail out your closet. And I feel like cleaning that out and organizing is going to make you feel so much better. You're going to go the next day to like pick out an outfit, and you're going to feel good. You're going to be like, oh, it looks so nice. And it's going to be so quick and easy to just grab something. I feel like a lot of people think that cleaning takes so much time, and it's like not even worth it sometimes. But it actually is worth it, because then when you go back to that space, when you need something or you need to do something, you're not spending so much time looking through everything, like trying to find something in like a big pile. It's just like, it's there and you grab it and then you're good to go. So I feel like cleaning actually saves you time, but a lot of people don't think of like the bigger picture or like in the future how it will help you. Alright, I wrote this little thing about cleaning. I just want to read really quick. So the act of cleaning humbles you. So many of us get caught up in a material world and think that we are destined for big things, which we are, but we need to understand that no matter of our accomplishments or how we are doing such great things, we still need to sweep the floors, clean the mirrors, and do the dishes. Not only do we need to be humbled to do the dirty work, but having a clean space can help you mentally. Having less clutter Garbage and disorganization will help you to have an open mind. It can also increase productivity and decrease stress. So I know multiple people personally are very stressful people, and like their house kind of, or like their space represents like their mental stability. Having a lot of clutter or garbage can make you so stressed. Like, I'm pretty sure this is proven. If I were to look up, what's it called? When people look at people's situation, I don't know. I feel like it could be proven that if you have a messy space or a lot of clutter, then you have kind of a messy mind, and also vice versa. If you have a very clean house or very organized house, you are more mentally stable or clear-minded. I feel like anyone knows that if you have a clean space, you feel more like open, and I feel like this can also relate. Oh, I want to actually join in, put in right here. I feel like a lot of people can kind of relate to when you like go to an Airbnb or like a hotel or like a guest bedroom or something. It's just like clean and it's minimal and simple, and you just feel refreshed. Like, you just lay down and you're like, oh, like it feels so good. You can have that in your own house. It's just about decreasing clutter if it makes you uncomfortable, and just trying to constantly make sure it's clean. Clean your bed. I didn't clean my bed for so many years, and now when I wake up, I'm just like, I'm gonna clean my bed, because then when I look at my bed, I'm not thinking about sleep because it looks comfortable and like all messy, or like it's not stressing me out. When I have a clean bed, I feel like a part of my mind is straight. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I feel like this can, like, having a clean, organized space can kind of relate to your mind. So if you don't know much about meditation, meditation basically trains your mind to stop having again and again like bad thoughts. Like, it kind of trains your mind to like basically not have anxiety. So I meditate 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. And basically, so far, I've been doing this for about 3 weeks now. And what I've noticed is that as thoughts like arise in my head, I kind of redirect them, and I'm just like, nope, this isn't for me. And I kind of just like let the thought go, instead of it just like going in a circle in my head and me just thinking like, what am I gonna do? How's this gonna work? What do I need to do to fix this? Blah blah blah. And I'm just like constantly thinking about it. It just redirects the thought and lets it like float away. And I mean, the problems are still there, but I feel like the solutions just kind of flow to me. I don't constantly overthink everything. And I feel like the cleaning of your mind and the anxiety and all the thoughts is so refreshing, and I feel like that can be related to cleaning a bedroom or a house, because then you're not constantly thinking about cleaning or like all the things that are out there. You kind of just have like an open mind, and you can think of other things that actually matter instead of how clean your house is. So yeah, I also wanna, this kind of doesn't really correlate to what I'm talking about, but it does in a way. um I love my mom, but she uses bleach to clean her everything. And not only bleach, but there's so many harmful chemicals that produce cancers, make you have migraines, and so many other reasons that I don't even know the list of, but I know they're horrible. So make sure you're using clean things with clean ingredients when you are cleaning your home. Something super simple, if you don't want to like go buy something right now. To clean almost like anything, I will use white distilled vinegar, half part white distilled vinegar, half part water. So just get like a spray bottle, half vinegar, half water, and I put like 5 drops of essential oil inside of it. And that is a like simple, easy cleaning solution for literally anything. I use it for everything, and it's super cheap, because I know there can be like 7th generation spray bottles from Target that are like $12 for cleaning solutions. I feel like that's so unnecessary, even though I do buy them sometimes when I'm splurging, because they do smell really good. But anyways, there's simple solutions for clean products that are not expensive, so just make sure you recognize what you're using to clean your home. Also, not only with that, sorry, I'm just gonna have this right here, but like the sponges you are using, or like if you're using an excessive amount of paper towels, you could be using a reusable washcloth. Or like if you're buying sponges, make sure they're like eco-friendly and they could be recycled. Like, there is just like so many things you can do to not only improve yourself but improve the world. And then when you're being more open to what you're doing and how you're using things, believe it or not, when you're doing all this good stuff for the universe and for you, that stuff's going to come back to you. So whatever you put out is going to come back. So just try to put out good things and think about what you're doing. Yeah, so on to what I'm talking about. Sorry about the little rant, but I feel like people just need to be more aware about what they are using every day. That's just one thing. I mean, I could go on about food, things you watch on TV, yada yada, but I'm just going to stop there for today. Okay, so what I've listed, I feel like there are things, how to get out of a funk when you like have energy and you feel like you can get out of bed. But I made a separate list about things you can do if you're feeling like physically, mentally ill, or like you really can't get out of bed and you can't see yourself getting up to do stuff. I made like a separate list of proactive things you can do instead of just watching like a reality TV show. Okay, so if you want to watch like a movie or like watch something in bed, there's so many different options rather than just watching like a reality TV show or like some kind of drama or like the next thing. You could instead use your time more wisely, and you could do things like watch documentaries. You could watch a podcast. I know a lot of podcasts you just listen to, but I love watching Jay Shetty's On Purpose podcast. He interviews a lot of like famous or successful people that I feel like makes it more interesting. It makes people more connected to it. I could watch those all day. They're super interesting. It kind of gives you a little like backstory about successful people and how they got there and how basically what their like secrets are to living like their best life. It's also really interesting because I'm assuming if you watch this, you are spiritual. Yeah, that was really interesting because I've been watching his podcast, like a lot of them, and he interviews people like Will Smith, Russ, and Tom Holland, and they have like talked about their spirituality, which is really interesting because I didn't really think like Will Smith was spiritual. He's actually a very spiritual person, and I really look up to him. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But he also interviews people like Kevin Hart, Oprah, different monks, because he is a monk himself, Michael Jordan, and so much others. I'm like sweating. It's so hot. I live in Florida, and I feel like, yeah, I'm sweating a lot. Anyways, a podcast I would recommend. Oh, just a minute. Sorry, my son needed me. He wanted a snack. Back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, another podcast that I recently found that I very, very much enjoy is the Higher Self podcast by Sahara Rose. She talks deeply about spiritual topics and tapping into your divine feminine. She also has a couple books. I just ordered her book. It's about Dharma. I think it's called Finding Your Dharma. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm really excited to read that. She also has it for free if you have a Spotify. You can just look it up and just listen to it. But yeah, she also does like the video podcast, like the one I'm doing right now. So you can like watch her talk instead of just listening to it. But I also want to throw in here, if you are like cleaning or doing like productive things, like walking around, whatever, you can also listen to a podcast which makes you doing whatever you're doing like 2 times as productive. Like you're cleaning your closet and you're spiritually evolving your higher self. Like win-win. Also, I mean, you can listen or watch my other podcasts as well if you like this one. Ooh, another good thing to watch if you're stuck in bed is National Geographic. I think if you have Disney Plus, yeah, it's Disney Plus. They have a National Geographic like section. There's so many cool movies, shows, and documentaries on that. If you have a kid like me, we both personally like watching Wild Kratts. It's a really actually interesting show because like sometimes he'll want to like lay in bed with me when I'm not feeling it, and we want to watch something together. So like he doesn't really find a lot of my podcasts interesting that I watch, obviously. So I love watching the Wild Kratts with him because it's basically about 2 brothers that like are going into the forest, rainforest, oceans, or whatever, and like learning about animals. And I've learned so much that I did not know before. Yeah, so just thought that I'd throw that on there for other parents. I feel like that's kind of the end of like the notes I've made, but I also want to say that like I'm not saying never be lazy, but I personally used to watch TV every night, and I feel like now, like I am almost finished with the Spider-Man movie Far From Home, and I would say I watch a movie like once a week and try not to like go more than that, because like it's still okay to like indulge in that kind of stuff as long as it's like completely not horrible. I'm just saying, like, when you do other things, like productive things, then it literally makes you a happier person to do things that benefit your mind and help you grow as a person. Believe me or not. But I feel like don't knock it till you try it. And I feel like it took me about like a week to really start seeing changes of me changing my lifestyle. So I used to watch movies a lot. I used to post to like my Instagram being like, what show should I watch next? Because like I need a new show. But now it's like, anybody have podcast recommendations? Because, like, I'm obsessed. I love, bless you. I love finding a podcast and seeing that they have, like, 300 episodes. And I'm just like, all right, like, I don't have to find something else to do for months now. But yeah, it's actually extremely interesting to listen to podcasts. Like, and I feel like after you finish a movie or like a show, you just like be feeling fulfilled. You're like, all right, I need something else. Like I just feel empty. Like I know you guys know what I'm talking about. And when I finish a like hour-long podcast, I'm just like, wow. Like I literally want to turn off the TV and just sit and reflect, or I want to journal. I'm just like, I feel so pushed to do more, and I feel so much spiritually evolved just from like an hour of listening to this person. It's actually crazy how like I feel more filled. I don't know. You guys gotta do it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think that's... Oh, I have another page. I'm gonna go over these really quick. It's just a few more things. Make a vision board or write down your dreams and desires. So I know a lot of people don't like to journal. I did it for a while. Now I love it. But I understand if you don't want to sit and journal. But another fun thing to do that is more beneficial for yourself is to make a vision board. You can print out some really cute pictures of like what you want your dream house to be, where you want to live, what you want your dream job to be, maybe hair goals picture, I don't know. And just kind of like piecing them together on like this board and then just hanging it up and looking at it every day, because when you look at it, you're constantly reminding yourself or seeing it or feeling the emotions associated to like future you with this vision, then you're activating the law of attraction, and this is going to bring what you want closer to you faster and more efficiently. Basically like a magnet, you're like pulling it to you. If you want to learn more about that, I have a whole podcast about the law of attraction. So yeah, now I'm on to like the very last thing, I promise. Basically just self-care. So I have like a list of some like self-care things you can do. Yoga, you could take a bath, you could read a good book, make a good meal or dessert. I've been loving making blueberry muffins. I kind of got this like knockoff recipe from online. That's like a knockoff of Starbucks, and they're so good. I am addicted. It's so much fun to just like make something. You could do a hair mask. You could dress up cute and take selfies. I mean, I love doing that. You could light candles and dance. You can make tea and just sit outside, meditate. You can make a kava or a CBD drink. I personally don't drink alcohol, but it's so much fun to like mix up a pina colada or make like a cold tea with like some lemonade and putting kava or CBD in it, because both kava and CBD are scientifically proven to basically they're proven to decrease the amount of stress hormones inside, so they basically make you feel better and less stressed. Not exactly, I don't remember the exact science behind that, but I know there is science behind it. Yeah, so that's it that I've written down for how to get out of a funk. I hope these tips benefit you guys, because I wish I had a little guidebook like this before, because I would constantly just feel like gross and not know what to do to feel better. And all of these work so well for me, and I hope they work well for you too. If you really loved this podcast, I really appreciate it if you give me a 5-star review, because it helps me grow my channel to reach other people. And it also pushes me to want to create more and be able to create more for you guys. And also, if you share it to like your Instagram or just like friends and family, I would just like deeply, deeply appreciate it. Also, whatever energy you give out to helping me or helping others will get returned back to you. So what goes around comes around. Yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I love y'all. Peace.